Today we are going to learn about the graph editor. So in the previous video, we learned about how keyframe works. But this animation is not looking that much interesting. Now can you see the difference? Now this looks good to make the animation smooth. You have to use the graph editor. There are many types of graph in the Alight Motion app. So let's jump into Alight Motion to understand those graphs. So this is a circle now. I will go to Move and Transform option and make this type of moving animation. To make this animation smooth, you have to open the graph editor by clicking this button. So this is the graph editor. There are many types of graph preset here. There are 3 categories of graphs. First is cubic Bezier easing. The second is bounce. And the last is steps. You can make a graph at your own by adjusting these handles. Now this is a simple graph. There's no smoothing in the animation. This is the first easing graph. By this graph, the animation will be slow in the beginning, and it will be fast at the end like this. This is the second easing graph. Here the animation will be fast at the beginning, and it will be slow at the ending of the animation. Just like this. This is the last easing graph. Here the animation will be slow in the beginning, and it will go fast in the middle of the animation, and again will be slow at the end of the animation. As you drag the handles more, the animation will become more smooth. This is one of the popular graphs for video editing. You can try various types of patterns to make smooth animations as per your edit. Next category is of bounce graphs. The first is normal bounce graph. By this graph, you can make a bouncing animation like this. You can adjust the number of bounce and the height of the bounce, also by adjusting these handles. Next is elastic bounce graph. By this graph, you can make the bounce animation more smoother than the previous graph. You can change the intensity of bounce and the depth of bounce by adjusting these handles. Next is cyclic bounce graph. By this graph, you can make repeating bounce animation. You can increase or decrease the amount of bounces by dragging this handle. Next is random bounce as its name. You can make random bounce animation by this graph. You can fluctuate the randomness of the bounce by using these yellow handles. Next category of graph is step graphs. The first is normal step graph. You can move your object in steps by using these graph. You can smooth the steps by this white handle. You can also increase or decrease the number of steps by this handle. Next is elastic step graph. It will move your object in steps, just as normal step graph. But it will move your object in jerky steps, or you can say bouncy steps. You can adjust the bounciness of the steps by dragging this handle. So this is how graphs smooth your animation. And it looks good than a normal animation. Now suppose you made this kind of graph. Now you want to reverse this graph or invert this graph. Then you can do that by clicking this button. Your graph will be inverted by this button. Now if you click on this three dots, then you will see that there's copy and paste option. By that you can copy the graph, and then use that graph in between some other keyframes by just pasting the graph. There's another option called overshoot. By this you can drag the handles outside the graph. If you drag the lower handle down, then the object will go backward first, and then it will go forward. If you drag the upper handle outside the graph, then the object will go a little forward from the last keyframe, and then it will come to the place. So that is the use of overshoot option. So that's it, we have discussed all the graphs. Now play with the graph editor and make awesome looking animations using Alight motion.